What is going on, everybody? Kamusta kayo lahat mula sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, or wherever the heck you are on the planet? This is your one and only JOAT, the place to be for any niche, every genre, and all generations. I'm your master of ceremony, D to the E to the LRO, aka JDR, aka the extraordinary introvert. So, guys, what is up? It finally feels good to have a guest again, right? After two straight episodes of just me talking, chilling, ranting, doing all of that stuff. It's finally good to have someone right across me in the Zoom background, Zoom channel. So, yeah, yun lang. And by the way, guys, since it's Halloween or it's Halloween month, alam ko hindi pa October 31, but Halloween came early because look at my new K-themed, K-inspired get up. So your guy just got a haircut this past weekend, after X number of months na mahaba yung buhok. So yeah, shout out to my barber who gave me this cut yesterday. And yeah, guys, we are recording on a Sunday, first time to do this, so this EP will be out middle of the week, but I'll make sure to get it as soon as possible. So enough about that, those introductions. Let's get started. So I'm sure a couple of weeks ago y'all stumbled upon my rant, and I don't know, part of me felt good like getting all that stuff off my chest, but a part of me is also kind of like a little bit not really regretful, but like I was wondering, why did I do that? Like that was pretty cringe, that was pretty not me, right? Because you always see me very cheerful, happy, but it just goes to show you guys that behind closed doors is a vulnerable side of me, and hopefully you guys can acknowledge that. If you have any vulnerabilities or any troubles with yourselves, like that's totally fine, and this guest over here knows that very well. So let's introduce her. So once again, guys, we are having another pod collab. It's been a while since I did a pod collab, but again, we found her through Podcast PH, and she was the one who reached out to me in my very low point, not of my life, but of the month at least. But yeah, one of my low points in this very difficult time that we're in. So once again, major shout out and major thank you to this guest over here for reaching out to me. So it was only fitting that I invited her as well, because it's about time, guys. It's about time we have a mental health themed episode before October ends. We're in the halfway mark, so it's about time we have a mental health themed episode. So enough about me. It's time for her to introduce herself to us. So guys, let us give it up for Mr. Jonah Marie of On Your Side podcast.
All right. Hi. Thank you. That was good. Good. That intro was good. I like that. Okay. So, hi, everyone. Hi to all the listeners and viewers. My name is Jonah. I'm actually the host and the producer. I'm actually the all around person behind On Your Side podcast, where I talk about self care, inner growth, relationships, life lessons, and whatnots. And whatever I do in my podcast, it just aims to really spread mental power to people. So, this is actually also one of the reasons why I'm here. It's to help and to share with you guys things that we should know, especially in this month of the world mental health. So like what Jake said here, it's about time to talk about this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right. It's
so
about
true.
time. Mhm. It's about time to actually be more open about it, right? And I'm just really happy and excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Jake, okay?
Yeah, the
And
pleasure is totally mine.
yeah, and I hope you're doing better. You're feeling fine.
Mhm.
Because yeah, actually, guys, when I saw his what it wasn't really a video because there was nothing in it,
Yeah.
right? It was just all black. But when I first saw that, I felt like this is something I should listen to.
Wow,
Because there was
really?
nothing in it, you know? There was nothing in it. And there's beauty in nothingness. And sometimes when there's nothing in it, it actually captures your attention more. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened to me. So when I listen to that, I'm like, oh, this is good because that was good for some reasons, because as a mental health advocate, as someone pushing for mental health awareness, I'm just really glad that there are people like you who are embracing their vulnerabilities,
Mm-hmm.
their weaknesses, yeah. And I think that is my purpose. And that reminds me why I should keep doing my podcast. So, yes, thank you. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, the pleasure's mine, and
Hmm.
thank you as well. Yeah, so there you
Hmm.
go. There you guys go. That's the context as to how we kind of knew each other. So it was during pretty much when things was going south for me. But yeah, as Jonah mentioned, I'm coping well. Of course, it's hard and it's been a struggle. But yun nga, I'm just trying to take a day at a time. So once again, guys, quick apologies also if I'm not really uploading as much compared to season one, because I'm
Mm.
comparing. Season one had 30 episodes in like 5 months, like from July to December of
Wow.
last year. Tapos ngayon, from January to October, I think I'm only in episode 55, so like that's 25. So obviously there are those inconsistencies. So I just like to, personally apologize to my uh, listeners, my Del bros and sisters, but rest assured I'm taking it a day at a time. And, if I get the chance or if I get that opportunity when I feel better, or like when I'm just motivated, I will make sure
Mhm.
to like take care of you guys and, just keep uploading and keep, talking with you guys, whether it's just me or with guests like Jonah. That's what it's all about. So you found my episode good, right? So even with the bad words and stuff, even with like the
That did not matter.
negativity and stuff.
That did not matter because that's you. That's the truth. I mean, we can't fake it. We shouldn't fake it. I mean, you shouldn't be pretending, and you shouldn't be just saying words just to please people. That was your moment, and you were just letting it all out. And I think there was nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, everyone does that. I mean, I do that,
Yeah, yeah.
when I'm at my peak. Yeah. So, it's okay.
Hmm.
It's okay, Jake.
Yeah, thanks so much. And actually, this now leads me to my first question. So yeah, guys,
Mm.
quick reminder lang. So our guest over here experiences those stuff as well. So it's totally fine,
Mhm.
like if any of you are going through some real life stuff, like it's totally normal, and you're not alone, especially now in these difficult times. So first
Mhm.
question right off the bat, how do you apply self-care, in your everyday life?
Okay, this is really a good question because I think whenever I think of self care, I think what I really, of course, prioritize is what makes me happy. So what I do is normally, of course, I try to look pretty in my own
Mhm.
eyes. So whenever I go to work, of course, I try to be decent. I try to look decent and make sure that I look pleasing, in my own eyes. Because even if others don't find me that presentable or decent, at least in my own eyes, I'm very acceptable of myself. And also, affirmations. I
Mhm.
think this is one thing that you guys should start making a habit. Whenever I start my day, I always tell myself affirmations like I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm capable, I'm loved, I have value,
Mhm.
So I think there's power in affirmations, because the more you tell yourself that you are this person, I believe that you become what you believe you are. You shouldn't become the person who people think you are, but you should become the person you believe that you are. I hope that makes sense. Sana
Wow.
hindi ko kayo nilito. Sana hindi ko kayo nilito.
No,
All
no,
right.
that's so true. Tama yun. So basically, positive,
Uh-huh.
positive encouragement, right? Like whether it's,
Yeah, it should start
mm-hmm,
from yourself.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. And guys, hindi naman to yung toxic positive, right? Hindi to yung
Yeah,
toxic
no,
positive or like narcissistic na me
no,
lang.
no, it's
Yeah.
not that. Yeah, it only becomes, I think it only becomes narcissism when you involve others. Like you tell people, like, hey, I'm confident. You don't do it that way. You just tell yourself. It's like, yeah, it's an affirmation of, yourself, about yourself. So it should really start from yourself and no one else. And also, Jake, when I go to work, I commute by train,
Mm-hmm.
so I have time to read books. So actually, it's just a new hobby now that I've started like weeks ago. I've started reading self-help books or
Mm,
empowering books, inspiring books, whatever you call that.
yeah.
So there's just a lot of wisdom, in every book I've been reading, and it really just helps me. It's like fueling me with
Mm-hmm.
wisdom and inspiration. So it's really really helpful. So I think that's also one way how I practice self-care. I just fuel myself with inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you should do that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
recommend.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course my favorite, I get a dose of memes. I follow
Who
I
doesn't?
follow yeah, I follow meme pages on Instagram, and it really really helps me lighten up my day, change my mood. You're right. So I just enjoy it. I mean
Mm.
everyone does.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think what else? I think working out, of course.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. But because I've been sick, these past few days, so I've been skipping the gym, sorry. I've been skipping the gym because I haven't been feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hopefully probably this week I'll start going back to the gym. So working out, you know. I think what else? There's actually a lot, I think those are only the few ways I can mention right now, because they are, I think, my top
Mm-hmm.
my top ways how I self-care, how I take care of myself.
Mm. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty interesting stuff right there. So thank you very much
Mm-hmm.
for sharing those with me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's definitely a lot of ways for each of us to practice, self-love, self-care. I think it's really,
Mm.
really, really important, especially now. And buti pa kayo,
Yeah.
no, naka-gym kayo and nakakapag-commute
Yeah.
and stuff. I mean,
Mm.
back home, it's primarily
Yeah.
work from home. Although, before this recording though, before, I
Mm-hmm.
did this episode, I was actually going for a walk. Like, I went out
Mm.
for a walk, for about an hour, and it really felt good. Like, taking a break from the screen or just looking at trees and stuff. Like, that was really a a nice walk, after a
Right.
very long week. So, yeah, like,
Mm-hmm.
ang dami talagang paraan to, like, practice
Right.
self-care. And actually, I forgot
Right.
to ask this. This was supposed to be my opening question, but diba your podcast, like on your side, it's a
Mm-hmm.
self-help rather,
Yeah, self-help.
self-help, mental health. Yeah, I'm getting tongue-tied, guys. So it's Sunday, like, quick heads up. But yeah, it's a mental health based pod.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually wanted to ask,
Mm.
of all the topics, because me, right? Like, I basically tackle anything and everything under the sun,
Yeah.
as my podcast name suggests. But for someone like you, you went the mental health route, and that's a very good route
Mm-hmm.
actually. Like, I wanna give you credit for that. Pero bakit
Mm.
though? Like, of all the possible genres or Spotify categories, if you will.
Mm,
Bakit mental health yung pinuntahan mo, like, over the rest?
okay. All right. Before anything, I think I need to tell everyone. I think they don't know. I'm actually based in Japan right now, guys. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I've been living here for 2 years, over 2 years. So within that period of time, I think I've come to know myself more. Living alone, living away from my family, especially we had this Corona pandemic. And I think the reason why I chose this topic is because it's something that I'm kind of, I would say, whenever my friends have, down times or down
Mm-hmm.
days, I'm always one of those people who would reach out to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've been, giving a lot to a lot of people. I've been, sharing a lot of myself to people that I'm not even sure if I have anything left for myself,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, I think basically that's the reason why I decided to choose self-help, because I want to remind myself, I want to pull myself back to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing the podcast, the self-help podcast, I'm exploring mental health. I'm exploring myself in a way that I try to be relevant to people who may just be in the same boat as I am. Because, like I always say, there's always someone on your side. You just gotta believe it. So I
Mm-hmm.
want people to know and to believe that there really is someone on your side. They just really have to see it.
Ah, yeah,
Mm.
definitely. So
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting, like your backstory, and ang galing talaga, cause like you're the one reaching out, doing the reaching out. Like that's very commendable, cause like you know how this world can be very cold at times. Like
Mm-hmm.
with the whole "oh, so what? It's your problem. Deal with it yourself" and stuff like that, which I
Mm.
don't really like. Well, of course, it's balanced dapat. Like eventually, we're gonna have to figure it out, but not all the time also. And it doesn't have to be
Mm.
tipong, oh, here's the solution. Like just listening alone, like that's already a big help to those encountering such problems. So yeah, very very interesting, and I guess
Right.
yeah, great story right there. Like as to how
Mm.
your pod originated.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it. So if you guys want to be fueled, maybe you can, check out my podcast and see what I'm doing there. Mm.
Oh yeah, you definitely guys
Okay.
should. And yeah, don't worry, at the end of the episode I will link everything
Oh,
uh
thank you.
to Jonah's pod, just so you guys can tune in, because I think we have
Mm.
you guys have to, because it's very or very informational, but more importantly very helpful, especially in these
Mm.
difficult times. So any help you guys can get or you guys can find, like I'll be willing to like help out along the way. So yeah, very interesting
Thank you.
stuff right there.
Thank you, Jake.
Hmm.
Yeah. So see, you're even one of those people I reached out.
I know,
Diba?
crazy, like,
Oo.
can you imagine if I did not upload my rant? Because guys, I was actually like still
Uh-huh.
debating with myself, like,
Really?
is this gonna be worth sharing, or am I gonna look bad by
Mm.
doing it? Because like this isn't Jake. Like, why is he all of a sudden very ranty and stuff, or like
Mm-hmm.
he's not normal. It's like I wasn't myself that particular day or by that particular recording.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because I was so surprised when a random,
Mm-hmm.
because I did not know you at first. I knew you were a podcaster, but it was super random. Now
Yeah, I didn't know you.
I got a message from you na, oh hey, it's gonna be fine. That's my sunflower emoji. So I was like, oh wow, someone actually listens to my rants. So yeah, that's
Hmm.
the quick backstory right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we should keep doing this, whatever we're doing, because we never know who can, who among these people we can inspire
Oh
or we
yeah.
can, touch.
Mm-hmm.
And it just happened that, when you were doing that, I mean, when you already released your episode, I was I did not have any episodes, but I felt like I felt you.
Oh.
So yeah, parang parang I know how you feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Parang ganon. So I just felt like I have to reach out. I have to let this person know that someone's listening,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Because there's power in that. See,
Yeah.
where see how far it went. Now we're here.
Yeah, definitely. And
Mhm.
that's why, like I said earlier, it's such a blessing in disguise. So, this brings me now to my next question. So,
Okay.
you know how I told everyone earlier that, if you guys are ranting, if you guys are like not feeling it on a certain day, it's completely normal. But for some
Mm-hmm.
reason, there's going to be those who might be, I don't know, for lack of a better word, like kind of insensitive.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, oh, malit na bagay lang yun, or you're just being overly dramatic. And I really don't want to believe that, even though like it's half
Mm-hmm.
true. But I just find it kind of off-putting because
Mm-hmm.
you can't be happy all the time. uh Bad stuff will happen
Mm-hmm.
eventually. So with that said, how are mental health concerns for everyone, like, because you know how depression, it can be very,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very heavy word in itself. But
Yeah.
like, I get this notion all the time because I know, oh, only people with depression are only allowed to be feeling a certain type of way. But like when
Mm.
you have someone like me who, let's be real, my mental health's been pretty shaky, not every day naman, but
Mm.
there are those weeks where like, damn, I don't know, I'm losing my, not really losing the will to live, but more so like, I don't know, there's like no meaning because it's like you're living every day the same way. So like it can really take
Mm.
a toll on my mental health. So like, how can we take away that misconception na yung mental health para lang or addressing mental health is only for those who are
Mm.
diagnosed with clinical depression. And I want to like give a disclaimer and an apology to those who may be offended, because I know this is such a heavy
Mm.
topic and I really want to be
Mm.
careful. But sabi nga ni Jonah kanina and me, these are stuff we also have to address, just so we can
Yeah.
find ways, to help each other.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, right. About the question, if the mental health concerns, is it only for those with clinical depressions or diagnosis? For me, I'm not an expert, okay? Let's start from that. I'm not an expert, but I have I have experiences. I have of course I have down days. Like I have those moments where I really felt like I'm alone, and I don't think I have to be clinically depressed or diagnosed just so I can pay attention to my mental health. It shouldn't reach to that point. For me, mental health is for everyone, but of course it differs to each one. And it differs because human goes through different life stages and experiences. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid, for example, when I was a kid, I only kept thinking about who my mama loves more. So kung sino mas mahal ni mama,
Mm,
and when I was a student, most of my stress were school related,
yeah.
or most of my mental exhaustion were from schoolwork. And
Mm-hmm.
now as an adult, it's more about work, relationships, obligations.
Right.
So it comes in different levels. So that's why, however old you are right now, or whatever conflicting situation you are in right now, your feelings are valid. they're always valid because it affects your well-being, and you don't
Mhm.
have to wait to that point of being diagnosed with anxiety or depression just to, start taking care of yourself. Yeah, so you have to be self-aware.
Yeah.
So it's really not just for the people who are clinically, or how do you call it, like diagnosed. It's
Yeah.
for everyone.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
yeah, and that's why, I really not really hate, but I kind of dislike it when,
Mm.
because you know how
Yeah.
boomers sometimes they call this generation, soft and all, and that's
Mm.
okay. I respect them on other people's opinions, but for me, my
Mm-hmm.
counter to that is I know you guys had your struggles, and I don't want to discredit, but so do we.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you imagine like this global pandemic pretty much robbed us
Yeah.
of our 20s, or at least for me. Like I had so many things I wanted to do after college, like put
Mm-hmm.
yourselves in my POV or maybe even your POV, because I'm ko karamihan sa mga listeners dito, like like you guys are almost my age, or you guys are millennials at best. Like we all have
Mm-hmm.
things that we want to do while we're young, and then you have this global pandemic that robbed us of, I don't know, at least a year and a half of
Yeah.
that. And then
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna hear from maybe your relatives during a family convo na, oh, why is he or she like
Mm-hmm.
making a big deal out of certain things. But like I said, I'm really not the proponent of comparing
Mm-hmm.
our each other's problems, because we're here trying to understand where you guys are coming from. So I'm coming from a point now, hopefully we just understand each other, because
Yeah.
these are the really difficult times, and even if walang pandemic, life's hard, guys.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, we have
Right.
our technology and stuff, and I'm sure life is made a lot easier today, but life's hard in general.
Yeah. It just gets harder and harder,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, if I think, yeah, that's really a lot of what people is saying towards this new generation. They're saying that this generation is soft.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, for me, I wouldn't call it soft. I think I would call it the most challenged,
Yeah.
because like you said, this generation is confronting the pandemic. I mean, the coronavirus crisis. And not just that, I think also with a lot of societal issues these days, like climate change, racism,
Mm-hmm.
mental health stigma, bullying, LGBTQ rights, and a lot more. So there's just really a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason, I guess, that this generation is under so much stress.
Yeah.
And even found, actually, this generation, wait, I'm talking about Generation Z.
Yes.
Okay,
Basically the
yeah,
20 year
all right.
olds.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's you guys.
Yeah.
Right. So this generation has been found even to have the highest rates of depression or mental health problems according to surveys. So we couldn't really deny that this generation is the most challenged. They just
Mm-hmm.
really face a lot of issues. And because of that, Jake, I personally think a lot of people in your generation try your best to cope with, with your mental health problems in any way possible. And I think that one thing where people usually where they usually, how can I say, where they usually express themselves more is, of course, on social media platforms. That's where it comes into the picture, your social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So young people these days, they just tweet, they post, they share, they rant, they even cancel.
Oh,
That
yeah.
Yeah, right, they even cancel. People in this generation, I think, have become more vocal about their emotions, of their boundaries, And I think the only reason we hear about this generation being soft is because I think this generation is the loudest. And that's not wrong. I mean, that's not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think personally, I see this softness strength. You know, there is strength in lowering your guards and just allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to be hurt or to be judged, you know. I think, yeah, that's strength. A coward would only hide or pretend.
Mm-hmm.
Or, a coward would only pretend they're okay when they're actually not. So I think this generation is just being true to
Yeah,
themselves.
that's
Yeah.
good. That's actually really good.
Yeah. They're just being true. I feel like a lot of people have been pretending,
Mm-hmm.
pretending to be happy. Of course, it's because of social media, I think, because everyone posts everything happy, positive. No one, of course, posts their
Yeah, no one will post their
their.
failures.
That's true, right? So I think, yeah, a lot of people have been pretending, or a lot of people have been, how can I say, been scared to
Mm-hmm.
really show who they are. And yeah, I think the only problem here, Jake, is when people, not only Generation Z, okay, it's people in general. I
Mm-hmm.
think the only wrong about this is when people become irresponsible.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, they become irresponsible. These days, we can easily shape our beliefs, right? Because of
Mm-hmm.
what we see every day on social
Mm-hmm.
media. And because we get a lot of information 24/7
Mm-hmm.
online, so a lot of people may claim to know that they know enough
Mm-hmm.
to side yes or no of a certain issue. And there's even that tendency to jump on the bandwagon,
Yeah.
without even examining both sides,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yes.
You know why? Do you know why? I feel like I'm teaching right now.
I actually don't know why. Like, I'd be interested to know.
Why would people just impulsively jump on the bandwagon
Mm-hmm.
without even examining both sides? I think it's because people just want to belong. Naturally, people
Mm-hmm.
want to belong.
Right.
And that is the danger.
Yes.
That is the danger, because when the person's position, let's say yes or no, when the person's position is questioned or threatened,
Mm-hmm.
they already feel attacked. They
Right.
they already feel offended that easy, and they even fail to engage in a healthy discourse
Mm-hmm.
because, yeah, like I said, they haven't examined both sides, so they just sided one side, whichever is convenient.
Mm-hmm.
So that's becoming irresponsible.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
becoming irresponsible of your choices. And that is the challenge, because, like I said, your feelings are valid. Yes, we understand that our feelings are valid, but that doesn't give us the license to be irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
Parang nagda-drive lang,
Yeah.
right? Let's say you got fired, right? So of course, you feel so bad, you feel so mad about your boss, and so you recklessly sped up kasi galit na galit ka eh. Tapos may nabangga ka. And now you can just say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just too mad
Yeah.
because I got fired. Sorry." No, it doesn't work that way. You're entitled to your feelings, but handle them well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing wrong with being soft, but there is something wrong with being irresponsible.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's my take. That's my
Mhm.
take.
And I actually wanted to add, because you said something
Mm.
interesting about the bandwagon side, right? You know what also
Yeah,
sucks?
yeah.
Since you mentioned cancel culture, like that's why I'm also kind of
Yeah.
scared to say, I'll wait and see first. Just wait for the facts. Even if I say that, or even if people say that, they're the first ones who are actually canceled, like the crowd, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
they'll say, oh, you're just siding with the enemy and stuff like that. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
you gotta check your sources first. Like, are you sure tama yung lahat
Mm-hmm.
ng sinasabi dito, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just me though.
Yeah. Right. I think not just you, but to a lot of people now, especially now that, we're in the middle of the political I
Yeah.
mean, we're now in the political arena. So a lot of people are more engaged in
Yes.
conversations. A lot of
Yes.
people easily get offended or feel attacked.
Triggered.
So yeah, or triggered.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You have to be responsible with your own feelings and with your own
Mhm.
choices.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Be responsible.
Mhm. Oh, PSA,
Okay.
guys. PSA, since you mentioned, politics, register. We have like
Oh yeah, yeah.
2 weeks. So, dami pang time, guys.
Mm,
So, don't forget to register. And yeah, be nice, all right? None of
mm,
this trash talk nonsense,
mm.
please. Let's be civil to one another, even if we disagree. Uh,
Yes.
let's let's keep the battlefield bloodless,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
less violent. I know hindi na related sa topic, but
Yes.
just had to sneak it in there.
Yeah, because a lot of people now are suffering from broken relationships,
Yeah,
and friendships.
yeah, like
And that affects our
families.
mental health.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I'm
Right.
hearing stories of families getting torn
Yeah.
apart because like different political colors.
Yeah,
That's
that's
sad.
right. Mm. So this generation really is challenged. Just imagine how much they have on their backs right
Hmm.
now. Right. Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's true. And I like what you said though about handling your emotions, feelings responsibly, because this leads me to
Yeah.
the next question. Because
Oh.
it says here,
Okay.
coping mechanisms. Although I kind of said them early on, like with the whole
Okay.
positive words or
Mm-hmm.
exercise and stuff like that. So that's good for
Mm.
everyday self care. So
Yeah.
unless you apply these all the time, like what do you do though?
Mm-hmm.
Like in case you have a bad day or like things
Mm.
aren't going right for you. Um, so if I had that 30-minute long rant session a couple of weeks back,
Mm-hmm.
ikaw naman, like what do you do when things aren't like going your way or like if like
Ah. Mhm.
you're going through some tough times in your life?
Okay. Yeah. Actually, the way I cope varies. Of course, it varies depending on the degree of stress it's causing me. So if it's really important, of course, I talk to people who matter to me. I talk to my close friends, to my family. I talk to my fiance.
Mhm.
So I discuss with them my thoughts, my feelings about a certain issue. And I think that really helps, communicating yourself to people, communicating your thoughts to someone you trust. I think that is just really therapeutic,
Mhm.
just talking to them. And yeah, just being heard is therapeutic. So that's why podcasting also is my way of coping, because I want to express myself more. With podcasting, I think there's comfort in it. There's comfort in just expressing yourself, not knowing who's listening.
Mhm.
For me, there's comfort in that. So yeah, it doesn't have to be through podcasting. So you guys, you can actually write about it. You can do journals or
Yeah.
write blogs or take photos, and you can do anything to just express yourself. I think that's really important. And I think the more you express it, when because if you keep bottling up your emotions, mapupuno ka. And of course, when you get full, you can't accommodate more emotions. So you'll get drowned in negative emotions.
Mhm.
So you really have to talk to people. And what else? I think I don't know, believe it or not, but I'm really the kind of person who always tries hard to focus on the good points.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I had a bad day, I try to dissect what happened
Yeah.
on this day. I try to dissect like what happened, what positive thing happened today to me. Just to make it balance. If I had a bad day, I don't think I had like 100% bad day. So try to dissect, try to see what were the good things or what were the good points that you did or others did for you today. Anything positive. Focus on the positive.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. So focus on the positive, because if you keep focusing on the negative parts of your day,
Mm-hmm.
totally you will conclude it was a bad day. But if you actually dissect your day, try to see, oh, what were the good things that happened today? Oh, I was early for work, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else? I said thank you to the staff. What else? Oh, I actually helped a student today. Oh, actually, I'm a teacher, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a teacher. Oh, actually, I helped a student today. What else? Oh, I cooked dinner for myself. It was a healthy meal. All those simple things. Count them. Count
Mm-hmm.
them. Then maybe afterwards you can judge. Was it really a bad day? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you just list down everything, no? Like from the moment you get up to the moment you're about to sleep. That's actually a pretty good strategy, if you think about it.
Yeah. You dissect your day. You try to see if what were the good things. And the more
Mm-hmm.
you think about it, Jake, actually, the more you think about the positive things at the end of the day, the more you actually start, or the more you do, or the
Mm-hmm.
more you are motivated to do a lot of good things in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you'll keep thinking about those things. Like, oh, I'll be counting the good points later. So
Mm-hmm.
let me just do more so I can, make more points later
Mm-hmm.
when I start recalling the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually taking one day at a time to another level, because like you're literally doing it like an hour at a time. Like, what did I do
Mm-hmm.
from 6 to 7, or what did I do from 7 to 8?
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
actually a good strategy, like I
right.
said.
So it also really depends on how stressed you are. Because I think if you're so stressed, I think the more you should be more keen about about this,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to count more good things. But if you're like fine, I don't think you really have to like, you know, take time and what did I do? No, it's really gonna take up your time. It really
Yeah.
depends on the levels of your stress. And I think yeah, that's it. Oh wait, I think I should mention this coping mechanism. One very effective way: cut ties, unfollow anything or anyone that
Yes.
stresses you out.
True.
Anything or
True.
anyone. That's the most effective way of coping. Yeah.
Yes, that's so true. There's a block button for a reason, guys.
Yeah. You just cut ties with anyone or with anything. So let's say this person on social media keeps posting negative thoughts, parang laging may inaaway, laging nag-rant. For me, I don't want that to affect my energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll still be friends with that person, but I will unfollow that person. So I won't have to see her rants. So you filter the things around you, from friends to things you see on social media. Mm,
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
yeah.
Um,
So
wow.
filter na.
Yes. Totoo yun. Um,
Right.
no, it's crazy
So
because
I don't
like,
know
oh, go on though.
yeah, sorry. Like yeah, I'm just curious too, Jake. How about you? How do you cope?
Oh, me. um, well, I mean, I have my K-pop to keep me sane.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
that's like my go-to, and then I always make it a ritual, like every morning,
Mm-hmm.
before starting out my day. Because usually we go 9 to 5, right? So like around 8 to 9, like I dedicate an hour for
Uh-huh.
exercise. Because una sa lahat, like ang hirap talaga bumangon. And like during the meetings, I'm like uh half awake, half asleep. Especially
Yeah.
ngayon na virtual, so it's all the more draining. So
Mm.
I think that exercise, and my mom keeps talking about dopamine or the happy chemicals. I'm sure,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah, the happy
yes, the
hormones.
happy hormones. Like, I really make sure to
Mm-hmm.
exercise. Initially,
Yes.
pampagising, but it's actually really helpful, you know? Like,
Mm.
it gets me in a good mood. It gets me energized and ready to go, really.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it's basically K-pop, exercise, of course, gaming, you know, like casual gaming, just to get my mind off work,
Mm-hmm.
because I know how work can be taxing for the both, for everyone really. So just
Yeah.
finding these stuff on the side really help. And then yeah, like what I
Mm-hmm.
did earlier before this episode, just walking around kung kaya, you know, really helps.
Right. That's right. So even just those, simple ways, 'di ba? It helps you feel better. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's it. Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All
Wow,
right.
I was gonna say like we pretty much tackled everything already, and like we're not even an hour in, so that's really like
Ah, 'di ba? What a
yeah,
progress.
yeah, pretty awesome stuff. I thought this would be long because you know me, right? I have a lot to unpack, a lot but to not really disclose, but like since this is a
Mm.
very serious subject, like I figured nah, this might be longer than expected, but you know, we pretty much covered everything.
Mm.
But I guess for extra long and stuff, because you know
Yes.
you're
Yeah,
starting out
sure.
with your on your side pod, and I like the name actually,
Mhm.
like very inclusive
Ah,
and
thank
all of
you.
that.
Thank you.
And I know it's just
Yeah.
young pa lang, and I'm sure you're gonna get more episodes and guests later on. Maybe you can have me, who knows, in the
Yeah,
future.
I would be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Kukontratahin na kita agad.
Yeah, of course. So,
Okay.
what's like your favorite episode so far?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what an interesting
Yeah, this is a
question.
pod collab, so like I have to ask this
Yeah.
these stuff.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So actually, right now I have 7 available episodes, and I think my favorite episode so far is the episode on overcoming your self-limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can guys check that out. So why I like this the most? I think because of the process while doing that episode. Actually when I did that episode, I I just couldn't stop myself from tearing up, or
Oh,
from I had to pause a lot and redo because I
really?
couldn't help it. Yeah, because I couldn't help it. I couldn't stop tearing up because of remembering my defeats
Mm-hmm.
during those times. I was so down, and I was so lost about what to do next in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, while I was doing that, and yeah, I was able to finish, and just really getting messages from people, from my friends, and from people who I've never really talked to,
Mm-hmm.
but I just know them by name or by face. Just getting messages from them telling me how it touched them and how it's so relevant to them right now
Mm-hmm.
really melts my heart, because that's actually the purpose. That's the reason why I'm doing it. And just really to let people know that someone's on their side, and it's not just
Yeah.
them. They're not walking alone. So, yeah, that's why I like that episode. Yeah, overcoming my self-limiting
Overcome.
beliefs.
Oh, wow, that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, pasok na pasok 'yan sa mga sa mga taong may mga pagdududa sa kanilang mga
Mm-hmm.
sariling
I think I
kakayahan.
should watch that because that's actually like the root the root causes of why I have these panic attacks, these anxiety attacks from time to time.
Mm.
It's more of like yesterday's regrets, yesterday's mistakes compounded with tomorrow's uncertainties. Like you put them all together and like I'm pretty messed up because like
Mm-hmm.
you realize you kind of screwed up back then and like you're scared of what might happen the next few days because you don't know if like what you're gonna do is the right choice or what you're gonna do is another mess up. Like I guess that's what kind of gets in the way sometimes, or they kind
Yeah.
of get in the way of like my mental health. So yeah, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
check that out for sure.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Right. So I hope you'll get something from that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yes. Like I always say, I'm not an expert. I just have experiences, and my podcast is like my audio. It's like my audio journal.
hmm
I share my stories and my takeaways.
hmm
So probably you'll get something.
Yes, definitely. And that's why guys like um even though like si Jonah lang yung nag-comment sa akin in that video, it doesn't matter. Like I'm not like I said, I'm not a numbers guy, so I'm not the type to be conscious kapag konti lang yung mga views and stuff. Like really it's more the people who go to you more than how many of them. And I'm
Yeah.
sure like you feel the same way. Although it's great though na there are like several people who reached out to you on that one EP of yours.
Mm.
So would you say
Right.
that was like your most successful hit so far?
Actually, no, it's not. It's just my personal favorite.
Mm.
I think I think the most successful so far was the one I did with my friend, with a close friend of mine. We talked about safe space there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's knowing your people and why it's important.
yes. Your inner circle, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's really just knowing your people, your safe space. Yeah.
True.
So I think that's the most successful so far. Mm.
Oh, that's pretty interesting right there. So, yeah, like I said, I think we pretty much tackled everything. But I guess before we wrap it up, like I personally want to thank you again for, first of all, for like just reaching out to me. Like I said, I know I've been thanking you over and over, but without that, we wouldn't be having this episode right here. And that was
Right.
hard because I was really due for a mental health episode, and I didn't know who to get because, like, for one, like I was still, going through that rough patch in my life, and more importantly, like, nahihiya talaga ako magtanong. When I ask for guests, I'm like way, way shy to like reach out. So,
Wow.
just the fact that you commented, like, I was already shocked by that. But then it made me realize, you know what? Since I've seen her pod before and it's self-help, mental health related, and I feel like it's about time this podcast talks about, for some reason, it's a pretty taboo topic. I don't know why, but it's a very important one to talk about. So yeah, I figured having you on the pod, you're the perfect fit for this episode right here. So once again, Mr. Jonah Marie, thank you so much for
Thank you.
taking this invite. I really enjoyed our kwentuhan and just, essential advice, when dealing with difficult times. Like every time I have a bad day, I guess from now on, I'll just go back to this episode. Or maybe in the future, if, I guessed in yours by some chance, like I'll go back to those because these are all important life advice, that we all need right now.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, just an advice. Okay. Parang dami ko nang sinabi, no? Wait. I think I really believe in the power of communication
Oh yeah.
in any kind of relationship, Jake. I would say articulating your emotions is necessary, and it's therapeutic. It's really gonna help you know yourself more, and it's really gonna help you become better.
Mhm.
When you communicate with your friends, with your partner, family, or therapists or professionals, or even with strangers, even with people you barely know, just telling them, once in a while, like I said, napupuno tayo,
Mm-hmm.
and I think spilling your emotions to people you consider to matter will help you regain strength and direction. So I think just really try to communicate, ask for help if necessary. You really have to let people know where you are in the map so they can find you.
Oh yeah.
Because no one will know what's going on in your life if you don't reach out or you don't communicate, you don't
Mm-hmm.
ask for help. The more they become or the more they feel alone. So
Yes.
to anyone listening right now, take this as a sign. Take this as a sign that you should start talking. You should start communicating your
Oh yeah.
feelings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm.
And I guess, to the students of Ma'am Jonah over here, like, hopefully you guys pay attention. Gawin mo tong requirement. Like, make this one of their homeworks. Listen to, like, your teacher talking about mental health. And then, i-quiz mo sila, like, what lesson did you learn? Mga ganon.
Right. 'Di ba? So I have
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of points there
Mm,
I shared with you guys.
yeah.
So yeah, and then yeah, just paano ba to? It really sounds cliche, like believe that you're not alone. It's really
Yes.
cliche, parang gasgas na siya and like overused.
Yes.
But there's truth in that, you know? There's truth in that. They
Mm-hmm.
really just have to believe it.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So yeah, once again with that, thank you again, Miss Jonah, for being
Yes.
here on the pod on a Sunday night of all days. Yeah, I'm really sorry, like,
Yeah.
if this kind of interrupted their Sunday rest. But yeah, it was
No,
really
it's fine.
nice
It's
that
fine.
you
This
did
is a
this.
great opportunity.
Oh yeah. And like I said, it's still mental health month. So I
Yes.
need to have a mental health episode before the month ends. Like, it's about time na rin.
Mm,
So before we do go though, like, since I mentioned earlier na
yeah.
my guest is also a podcaster herself, would you be kind enough to let my followers and maybe your students also could they also know na where to check you out?
Oh yes, of course. So my podcast is On Your Side Podcast. To get connected, you can find us on Instagram. That's at sign On Your Side Podcast, or follow my Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/, On Your Side Podcast. And my podcast is available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many other major podcast platforms. We're everywhere. So you
Mhm.
can check there my episodes and try to see if you can get something. And yeah, feel free to connect with me. I'd be very happy to reach out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow, DJ na DJ with all those
Also,
links and stuff. Yeah, said
yeah.
like a
So,
true
but
DJ.
mhm. But thank you so much, Jake. Thank you for having me here. I'm just really glad that you're doing well, and I'm glad that you're continuing what you've started. I know this is something that you love doing
Mhm.
because I've heard you had season 1 and now you're on season
Two.
2, o diba?
Yeah.
So just take it easy. You don't really have to pressure yourself when you need to like release an episode.
Mhm.
I think because you love doing this, just really enjoy it. And I am enjoying this with you too. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully I can talk to you on my podcast, okay?
Oh yeah. Let's make it happen.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We'll make it happen.
Mhm.
I'll have to arrange schedules first,
Yeah.
okay?
No
But I
worries.
will
No
let you
worries.
know. I will let you know. All
For
right.
sure.
Thank you so much.
All
And
right.
yeah, it was fun.
Yes, the pleasure is mine. So, before we do go though, it's my turn to give you guys my plugs because I know it's been a while since Uh, I did this, so if I make any mistakes and stuff, like quick apologies. But if you guys wanna check us out, naman, of course, check out
Mm-hmm.
on your side podcast as well. I'll link them on the
Mm-hmm.
description. But if you want to check me out, guys, you guys know where to go. So for my pod account on IG, it is at joat.pod.delro. So it is at joat.pod.delro. For my personal naman, it is at Jake_Delro. On Facebook, it is. Oh, sorry, on Twitter. Yeah, it's been a while, guys. Bear with me. But on Twitter, it is at _del_row_. On Facebook naman, it is facebook.com/joat.pod.delro. Or if you just want to search it on the search tab, it is Jake of All Trades with Del Row. This podcast can be streamed, televised, viewed, and listened to on the following platforms: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, Breaker, YouTube, and on Facebook. At least the teasers, that is.
Wow.
Of course, since this is a mental health episode, I will be sure to also post the list of the numbers you guys can check out. So since Mr. Jonah here is Japan based, I
Mm-hmm.
guess I can also put in the hotlines that you guys use for your mental health services over there, for your followers in Japan or your students, obviously, to
Mm-hmm.
seek help, to reach out. I'd be happy to link everything, just so everyone can get the necessary help that we all need, especially in these difficult times. So, that about wraps up our episode. So, Mr. Jonah, do you have any last words before I officially wrap it up?
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. It was really good talking to you, Jake. And I hope we can talk again next time. Yeah, again on my podcast. Hopefully, we'll make it happen, okay? And yeah, thank you so much, guys. And may you all have an awesome week.
Yeah, let's conquer this week. Let's take it a day at a time. And yeah, don't
Yep.
forget to make that list of not, well, good things obviously, but everything really, whether good, bad.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
once again, do not forget to seek help when needed. And we are in
Yes.
this war together. Like
Yeah.
Jonah said, not just this generation, but really everyone right now, regardless of
Mm.
age, is going through a
Yeah.
challenging time. So self-help is really, or self-care rather, is the key. And
Mm-hmm.
seeking help is one of the solutions to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
hmm So with all those out of the way, that's gonna be a wrap, y'all. Thank you for tuning today, Adele Bros at Sisters. And what do you call your fans? Who do you call your fans, by the way? Do they have like
I
a?
just call them guys. I've just started. I'll think about it.
Yeah, you should. Mhm.
Okay.
So thank you for tuning in today, guys. This has been your one and only JOAT. She is Jonah Marie from On Your Side Podcast, and we are
Yay.
both signing out. Yay! I did not forget my outro. Hanggang sa susunod na usapan at chikahan. See ya, and please take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.